Hello and welcome. It is me, Crow, or the Black Serpent Beta, or whatever you want to call me. I don't care. Yeah, I'm back after like 5 years. A couple of years ago, I started what I was just decided. Hey, I really like SMT, and I really like the Goethean demons. You know what? I've been getting into D&D recently, so I'm gonna go write a book about them. So I start writing a book about the Goethean demons, and I can basically converting them from their mythological counterparts into D&D monsters. And I'm working on that, and I'm working on the lore, expanding out, making it something that can actually work in D&D instead of just, oh, monsters, oh, look, where did these come from? And eventually I realised, hey, I've made my own lore somehow. Hey, I'll write another book telling what's going on with that lore. And I'm working on that, and then I realise, oh, I've got this segment here which doesn't really fit. I'm going to cut that off and book it into its own book. And then this keeps happening until I have 7 books under my belt. And there's 3 more. I still haven't started writing, but I know I'm going to eventually once I've figured out how to go about them. But yeah, I have been working on those. And well, I'm here to try and sell it to you, I guess. It sounds terrible, doesn't it? Oh well. But yeah, I've been working on these D&D books, which are essentially their own setting, known as the Great Cycle, as the Patreon itself says. Yeah, okay, cool. And the basic idea of it is this: the world has ended. The world has ended multiple times, so many times no one even knows how many times this has happened. And it's just become a normal thing for the world. The world has ended. The past is the past, but the past doesn't always look like the past. Sometimes the past looks like the future. Humanity and the other races build their society, and it grows longer and longer, greater and greater, until something happens and it collapses, just like that, out of nowhere. Sometimes there's a reason, sometimes there isn't. Big part of the book is the cycles mechanic, where you can basically it's there to help homebrew a setting. Like, oh, the world ended in nuclear hellfire, so here's a bunch of rules about how to run it in nuclear hellfire. Oh, the last world ended because of a great famine or a great flood. Here's rules about that. Or, oh, here's the world was invaded by, I don't know, fucking fairies or something. Here, have a book about interdimensional. Here, have a segment on how to run a world that's living in the aftermath of an interdimensional invasion. It's just all that lovely stuff. The main book is quite big. I'm intending for it to be at least like 300 pages, like the general D&D books are supposed to be, all of which is based off of the rules of 5e. If there's interest at a later date, might convert it over. Who sees? But that says the book itself is specifically for 5e, not 5.5 or 6e or whatever you call it, or the books after on my shelf here. Oh yeah, after Tasha. Basically, it's D&D as it is from the original couple books of 5e, like that Player's Handbook, up until just before Tasha's Cauldron of Everything. That's the general idea. In the main book, the main book also comes with quite a few lovely little things, like 62 player races. I keep counting them, the number keeps changing. Last time I counted, it was 63. And I was like, that's not supposed to be there. There's supposed to be 62 of them. I need to figure this shit out. But yeah, 62 to 64 player races. I'll figure it out eventually. As I said, still working on it. Only just now, after a year or two of working on it, am I happy to sit down here and be like, hey, I've got a thing, yay! But yeah, 62 player races. It comes with a massive overhaul of how armor and weapons work. For example, the main thing with weapons is that the weapons now have skills. For example, you can a weapon like a dagger would be good at hiding it, so you have while wielding one of those, you have advantage on hiding it. Or it'd be like, oh, this weapon has like a good reach, so you can just hit an opponent with a special move, which would cost you an additional bonus action, and stuff like that. Just general ideas that make it a little better. For my to go with my how I'm coming into it. I'm coming into it as like a game developer. You've seen all the game stuff on my. If you're even remotely familiar with my channel, even though if you are remotely familiar with my channel, you're probably here because of the Beyblade video. Shout out to all you boys out there. Still love you. Still really appreciate all the comments you keep sending. It's real nice of you. Still haven't heard anything about that first Beyblade stuff. I don't know. Anyway, the book is generally just here's a bunch of things I think are cool, stuff I'd run at my own table, put into a book, explained out, given lots of lore, own up, and all that lovely stuff. From what I can tell, the book will probably the main book itself is like 50% done. Written word wise is about 50% done and is being continued to work on. As I said, that's not the only book. There's also, as I said, there is the main book, The Great Cycle, and then there's also the original book, Ars Goetia for D&D, which is what it sounds like. It is D&D books. It is D&D books. What the fuck am I talking about? It is the original project, which was taking all of the monsters, all the demons from the Ars Goetia, from the Lesser Key of Solomon, and turning them into D&D monsters. A lot of that's really good stuff. Even though a lot of it's fairly old from my standpoint, it's actually I still like a lot of it. I don't need to balance a lot of it, but it's still good shit. Oh boy, it's been long. And all the other books are slowly in production, like Gods of the Earth, the Elemental Plane book, the Veil book, one on the Dark Carnival. That's gonna be a fun one. Oh boy, Demon Clowns. I wonder what's in that. But yeah, the general idea is that to boil it all down, I am working on a book series. I've been working on a book series for a while, and I need your help. You see, I really want to sit down and be able to work on these full time, and while I'm not really hurting for a job right now, I am going to need one eventually because, hey, guess what? People need to eat and people need all that stuff. So while I'm not asking you to like fund my existence, I am for just a little bit of your support. That $1, what the hell? A pound, a couple quid, like whatever you're willing to spend. I'm not asking you to be like, oh, give me all your fucking money. Give me like £100 a month. How dare you think otherwise? No. Just give me whatever you think I'm worth. If you think I'm like worth a quid or a pound or $1 or whatever the hell, then yeah, that's cool. I'd really appreciate that. Basically is help me keep it going so I can actually sit down and work on it meantime. Other main thing, I can't draw. I can't draw worth a damn. I used to think I could, but now I'm an adult and I'm an old ass man and I'm very grumpy. I've realized, hey, Kuro, you can't fucking draw. I know, fuck. And I need and as such, the money raised through the Patreon will go to hiring artists for the project and will go to making sure that the books get published. I don't know when, but I intend to. My initial plan is to either go to an actual physical publisher and get the books physically published. That's my preferred plan. I would actually like to get like physical stuff out. If not, I have found like websites online that allow for that sort of stuff. D&D Guild or something like that. I'll need to double check the name, but yeah, I know there are a couple things online which let you publish online books and actually get physical copies made, which is cool. If none of that works, I will end up having to be like, oh, here it is as a huge fucking PDF. But either way, that is the plan. And if any of you watching this are like, hey, that sounds cool, but I want to know more, feel free to come down into the comments below and ask me any questions you like. To consider the comment section below to be like Q&A. Once I intend to update the Patreon once every week, probably on a Friday, saying, oh, here's how big the books are at the moment. It's X number of pages, or hey, this is what I've been working on for the last week, and once I get an actual number of patrons, hopefully, I'm hoping on you guys, I will start posting like, here's the thing from the book itself, released early. Have a look at it, give it a test, give it a wiggle, give it a kick, see what you think. If that's no good, have fun. Anyway, yeah, thanks all of you for listening. I very, very much appreciate you even bothering to look at this. And if you actually do decide to drop a thing on my Patreon, that's wonderful too. If you guys want to drop down below and give me a comment, be like, hey, you're a fucking idiot. Why the fuck are you coming back for 5 years from now talking about things that nobody fucking cares about? That's also great. Thanks to anyone who's listened to this. You're amazing. Or unless you're not, in which case, fuck you. But yeah, thanks for listening to this rambly nonsense bullshit. I've been Kuro, the Black Surf Invader. Catch you on the flip side.